Hey guys, Scott here. Today we're going to talk about Legion and why people are now comparing him to Forever Freddy, which was an infamous build back in the day where Freddy could make matches just go on forever. For those who don't know, it was typically 4 slowdown perks, and then you would also use swing chains and jump rope, and basically gens would just take an insanely long amount of time. Despite the fact Freddy was still not really good at downing people, it would just the games would just take forever. And so it was really universally lambasted, and it was just very boring to go against. And now people are saying that this Legion in 6.1.0 is going to be doing the same thing. And I'm curious where this transition happened. I think what's happening is people saw that Thanatophobia was buffed. They say Legion is a good example of a killer that can make full use of Thanatophobia. And then that's it. And then we're just like, oh, well, it's just Forever Legion now. Thanatophobia was buffed by 2%. That's pretty much negligible to the point you don't even notice it. So that has nothing to do with it. Now, something that did happen was generators take 10 seconds longer, but I don't understand how that specifically benefits Legion in any way. Yes, if you have Thanatophobia, it's going to have more stacks, but I mean, no one's complaining about Forever Plague or anything like that, or any killer that's good at injuring people. Where's Forever Wraith? Like, they all have kind of the same options in terms of getting pretty easy injures on people, but, not as good at downing people. And I'm not sure where this whole mindset came from, because nothing really changed to put him anywhere near Forever Freddy. So all Forever Freddy would have jump rope and swing chains, which would be like, I think it was like a net 20% debuff to gen speeds. Then they'd have Thanatophobia on top of that to bring it to like 36%. And then they had old pop, they had old rune, they had they had like all these incredibly strong game delay perks that would stack, and Freddy made much better use of all of that because he could teleport to a gen and immediately pop it, or teleport to a gen, rune would trigger and start regressing it immediately. So there was so much more power in terms of game slowdown that Freddy had. Legion in 6.1.0 is nowhere near that. It's not like he can teleport to a gen and pop in, and even if he could, pop is severely nerfed, so it wouldn't even be that big of a deal. Rune is severely nerfed. Most of the best slowdowns in the game are severely nerfed. So the fact that Thanatophobia is 2% better and that Legion is just suddenly Forever Legion, that doesn't make any sense. He's barely any better. So that whole 90-second gen thing, that applies to every killer in the game, and yet no one is saying Forever and then any other killer that's good at injuring people. So I don't understand. To me, in my opinion, Legion is still not a very good killer. I think he's like the only killer in the entire game that doesn't have a power to actually down people or aid in downing him in any way. Which, if you go against good survivors, obviously they don't really care about being injured. And in fact, good players against Legion just won't bother healing, because what's he going to do to down you? Just walk up to you and just chase you normally, unless you've used up the entire map. I mean, there's pretty much nothing a Legion can do. So that being said, I do understand where the synergy with Thanatophobia comes from, but you guys got to realize it's a 2% buff. It went from a maximum, by the way, of 20% to a maximum of 22%. That's worst case scenario. Everybody's injured. That's going to be like a couple of seconds on a generator. You're not even going to notice it. So I think the whole Forever Legion thing is completely overblown, because it applies basically to every killer in terms of you have that killer that build on every killer. You can run Pentimento, Thanatophobia on any killer that's good at injuring. You'll have the exact same result as Legion. So I'm not sure why people are focusing in on that. I think the fact that Legion has inherently a little bit stronger of a game now is a good thing. I never really complain about going against Legion unless I'm doing a healing build, in which case then I can't do it and I'm sad. But in terms of like Legion itself, I don't mind getting chased by Legion because it's a killer where as a survivor, you can do whatever you want. You have full access to every window and pallet. You can just do whatever. And he just has to chase you as a killer without a power to actually down you. So for a survivor, it can be really fun because there's nothing you can really do. You can just do whatever you want. So yeah, that's it. I just wanted to address that whole thing. And I understand in solo queue, it's going to be more annoying because people in solo queue might not know to spread out more, because Legion is super easy to beat if you're in a group of people. Even if you only have one friend with you, it's still super easy to beat Legion. Just spread out. That's it. If you spread out, Legion can't do shit. And in solo queue, that might be a lot harder because your teammates are just monkeys that just stick on you just like this. So that can be annoying. But again, that's going to apply to basically every killer at this point. So yeah, Forever Legion, nowhere even close to Forever Freddy. Not even in the same ballpark. All the best game delay perks were nerfed. And there's no like swing change, jump rope add-ons for Legion. So it's nowhere even close to the same ballpark. And yeah, I wish people would stop saying that. That's it.